Card Kaizoku.
In this video, we'll be taking a look at the newly revealed Big Mom starter deck. The Big Mom starter deck adds yet another new color to the game, yellow. The key gimmick of the Big Mom deck seems to be based on her Devil Fruit, Soru Soru no Mi, since her mechanics revolve around life area manipulation. Let's get all the vanillas out of the way. Charlotte Pudding is our 2k counter for the deck. Let's take a look at the leader herself, Charlotte Linlin, aka Big Mom. She starts with 5 life and has 5000 power. Her effect reads, Dawn times 2, when attacking, you may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life area to your hand. If your life is at 2 or less, you may place up to 1 card from your hand at the top of your life area. We've already seen how strong of an effect adding a card from your life area is with the Whitebeard leader card. The only difference is that Whitebeard has 6000 power, so he's much easier to defend. What makes Big Mom interesting is that once you're at 2 life, you go from drawing an extra card from life to filtering your life using your hand. It does seem a little scary to have to be at 2 life to gain access to the key gimmick of the deck, but let's see if the other cards in the deck make this effect worth it. Next we have Charlotte Katakuri. He costs 4 and has 6000 power. He has a vanilla stat line, which is strong already, but he also has an effect. It reads, on play, look it up to 1 life card from the top of your opponent's life area and put it either on the top or the bottom of the life area. Then, if you have less life cards than your opponent, this character gains Rush. He lets you control what cards the opponent gets from life. See a key card or scary trigger from their life? Just put it on the bottom. Worry about it later. The nutty thing about Katakuri though is that he's a 6k body with Rush. If you use Big Mom's leader ability, you'll almost always have less life than your opponent, so the Rush is almost guaranteed. This allows him to hit Whitebeard without any Dawn investment. This allows you to force awkward counters against every other leader for 1 additional Dawn. The 6k stat line is not to be underestimated. Next is 7 cost Charlotte Linlin. She costs 7 with an 8k body. Her effect reads, on play, your opponent chooses 1 from below. Trash 1 card from the top of your opponent's life area, or put 1 card from the top of your deck on top of your life area. She's the first card printed that lets you straight up just gain 1 life. As far as I can tell, there's no life limit in this game, so you can go above your initial 5 life. Your opponent gets to choose which effect activates, but 1 unblockable damage to life is also a very strong effect, so you're fine with either being picked. With Rush Katakuri always being a threat, the opponent really has to pick carefully. Next we'll go over the 2 homies in the deck, Prometheus and Zeus. They both cost 3 and have 3000 power. They both have an activate main effect that allows you to rest them to give any Charlotte Linlin character or leader an extra effect. Prometheus gives her double attack, Zeus gives her banish. They both have triggers that let you play them for free. Between the two, I think Zeus is the better one. Banish on its own is such a strong ability. You deny your opponent from resources. This is especially potent against Whitebeard decks that rely on drawing from life to survive when they're at 0 life. Big Mom pushes Banish to the next level because with cards like Katakuri and a few others in this deck, you oftentimes know what card is on the top of your opponent's life area, so you know exactly when to banish key cards in their life area. I feel like you can even bluff with this by making your opponent think that they have a really good card on top of their life, so they might overcommit to defending. In a vacuum, these two are kind of meh. They cost quite a bit at 3 Dawn for something that dies so easily. But wait until you see the stage card, Queen Mama Chanter. It costs 2 and its effect reads, activate main, rest this stage. You may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life area to your hand. Place up to 1 of your characters that cost 3 on top of the owner's life area face up. Trigger, play this card. This card is what makes the homies pretty good. After you rest Prometheus or Zeus for their effect, you can add them to the top of your life area. Then on your next turn, you have other cards in your deck to filter them out of the life area back into your hand. You can even trigger them back into play for free if you feel like taking the life damage. The Japanese reveal video also mentioned that since this stage card is not exclusive to Big Mom, it would be good in a green-yellow deck because green has a lot of cheap on-play cards that cost 3, like Starter Deck Killer or Izo, that you can recycle. Next up is Soul Pocus. It's a 5 cost event. It reads, main, your opponent chooses 1 of the effects below. Your opponent trashes the top card of the life area, or place the top card of your deck on the top of your life area. Same effect as 7 cost Big Mom, but without the 8k body. Sounds pretty bad, right? It's a very strong effect as a trigger though, and because yellow has ways to manipulate this to the top of your life area, this card is a lot better than you would think. Charlotte Brûlée is the only blocker in the deck. She costs 3 and has 1000 power. Basically the same as Boa Hancock from the Crocodile starter deck. 3 Dawn for a 1k blocker is pretty horrible, but the trigger has more value in yellow than it does in blue. Being the sole blocker in the deck, this is the biggest weakness of the deck since you'll usually be low on life. I'm hoping OP03 will have cards to fix this hole in the deck. That pretty much sums up the yellow Big Mom starter deck. My overall impression is that it's a very interesting mechanic. I love how this game defines the color identities, and this is the most unique one yet. I think the Big Mom package is pretty solid, but the cards released in OP03 that will replace the vanillas will make or break the deck's viability. At the time of this video, we know that we are getting Charlotte Galette, a 2k power blocker for 2 Dawn, Buzzcut Mochi, a conditional mini jet pistol for 2 Dawn, Charlotte Perospero, 3 Dawn 5k power that can draw you a card on death, and 8 cost Katakuri that can work as removal or self-heal. So I'm optimistic for now. Okay, bye.
Card D Kaizoku.